that we would be generous. Proverbs 11:25 says, "A generous man will prosper. He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed." And so Paul, just back to the Philippians, talks about them sending aid multiple times. And so here's what's going on is the church of Philippi is tracking with Paul. Wherever he goes, like they're aware of his needs there. He goes to Macedonia, they're aware of that. Hey, Paul, what do you need in Macedonia? He goes to Thessalonica, they're aware of that. Hey, Paul, what do you need in Thessalonica? How can we meet your needs? And so there's this idea that generosity is sensitive to the needs around us. Like we're aware of those around us in needs. It has an impact on the believer. So we don't just kind of listen to that and say, oh, I'm so sorry, you just got laid off. Okay, peace out. No, like we're like, okay, what? Okay, so what does that mean? How? So how are you going to provide? What is that going to look like? Hey, so what are you looking for? Hey, how can I help you? How can I pray for you? What are your greatest needs right now? And so all the time I talk about, this has happened several times now, I'll just talk about this kind of gas station moment, and it's happened to every single person in the room where we're at a gas station or somewhere, right? And we're approached by somebody who's asking for something. Happens to everybody. Okay? And so I'll talk about just the different ways that I've responded in those moments. And every single time I do, after the message, somebody comes up and they say, hey, yeah, what do you do there? Like, what are you doing that? Am I supposed to give a handout, or what am I supposed to do? And so here, you ready? Here's the secret. And I want you to take this and entrust it to others so that we can pass this information on. Here's what you do. You assess the need. You assess the need. Okay, and the need's going to be different. Sometimes the need is $1. Sometimes it's a glass of water. Sometimes it's a meal. Sometimes it's a conversation. Sometimes it's the gospel. Strike that. Always, it's the gospel. And what that means is you have to have a conversation. You have to love on somebody. You have to show them the generosity that is in you. And maybe what you're being generous with is not your money, but your time, your care, your concern, your heart, your compassion. Scripture calls it. And so again, the response is assessing the need. Now be wise, ladies, okay? You're in a back alley, there's a guy, you're alone. I wouldn't do that, okay? I'd say peace out and I'd run, right? So be wise, use wisdom in that. But like some of you have this automated response, hey, no, that sorry, ain't got it, you know? That's not Christ. No, that's not Jesus. That's not what we've learned in this book, man. No. Like, well, I just don't want to enable. Don't enable. Yeah, that's a part of this, right? You can be generous to the point where you're enabling somebody. Don't do that. Well, how do I not enable? Assess the need. Have a conversation. Don't be afraid of people. I mean, God's given you, people are like, man, I just want to share my faith more. God's letting you trip over someone you can share your faith with. Assess the need. Be generous.